Today we're going to take a first look at new well-being experiences coming in Microsoft Teams, as well as personal productivity insights right in the flow of your work within Outlook. I'm Malvika and joined by my colleague Sumati, we're excited to show you how insights in Microsoft 365 help us connect, recharge, and grow. The rise in remote work and hybrid work during the ongoing pandemic is pushing people and organizations to work in new ways, introducing new challenges as well as opportunities for a new normal. Trends behind how our customers use our tools and findings from research projects across Microsoft show four clear challenges. First, after hours work is on the rise. Second, boundaries between work and home are being eliminated. Third, the rise of virtual collaboration and video meetings has led to a rise in stress levels. And fourth, people feel less connected to their colleagues when working remotely. To help us address some of these challenges so we can thrive and build resilience, today we're unveiling new well-being and productivity experiences being built by the My Analytics and Workplace Analytics teams. Individuals, managers, and business leaders will get insights personalized to their role and recommended actions to make changing habits easier. These experiences are designed to put the power of change in the hands of everyone in the organization during a time when employee well-being has never been more important. In this session, we'll take a closer look at insights for individuals that help you take action in the flow of your work in Teams and Outlook to be more effective every day, as well as insights that help you understand how you work over time so you can improve your work patterns. All of these are based on data you already have access to and are personal and private to you. So let's dig into what's available in Teams and what's coming. With the rise in remote work, many of us are missing the structure our commutes offered to help us prepare for and then wind down from the day. Inspired by this, we're introducing a new virtual commute experience in Teams to help you have a productive start in the morning and mindfully disconnect in the evening. Let me show you how I plan to leverage this. As a working parent, it's important for me to carve out quality time and give my full attention to my 1-year-old every evening. However, when I'm heads down having a hectic day at work, in back-to-back meetings, trying to stay caught up with all the emails, chats, tasks piling up, it can be easy to lose track of time. Once I've set up my virtual commute, this helpful reminder will pop up near the end of my work day. It'll guide me through a series of activities that I've pre-selected to help me close out my day. First, this task management experience will help me add pending tasks to my to-do list for tomorrow, freeing up valuable mental space. I can also look back and celebrate all I got done in the day. Next, this reflection experience will prompt me to reflect on how the day went, as well as help me see patterns over time. I can even pose such a reflection question to colleagues I work with daily so we can utilize emotional intelligence to improve the effectiveness of our day-to-day interactions. And here is the best part. This seamlessly integrates with meditation apps such as Headspace, so I can easily tap into guided meditation sessions and be fully present by the time I'm home. I can use this type of integration at any time during the day to make the most of mental breaks. The virtual commute, task management, reflection, and meditation experiences I just showcased were examples of personal well-being insights coming to Microsoft Teams in the first half of 2021 to provide much-needed structure for a remote workday, to help carve out time for cognitive breathers and reduce burnout. Even sooner than that, starting in October 2020, you'll see personal productivity insights come into Teams in first release to help you strengthen relationships and protect time for focused work. With so many of us working remotely, we're missing out the opportunity to catch up with colleagues over lunches and hallway conversations. With so many communications going virtual, distributed across emails, chats, shared files, it can be hard to keep track of important tasks and things that require follow-up. The Stay Connected experience coming soon will intelligently surface prior communications that might require follow-up all in one place and make it seamless to schedule time to catch up with key people. And this Protect Time experience will make it seamless To carve out time for focused, uninterrupted work, for example, to catch up on emails with just a few clicks. Personal productivity insights such as these are also available right within Outlook. Let's go over to Sumati to see these in action.
Thank you, Malvika. Really looking forward to receiving those amazing insights in Microsoft Teams. As Malvika mentioned, I'm Sumati Ahuja, and I am a program manager on the Microsoft 365 Insights team. For the next part of this presentation, we will focus on personal insights we offer in Outlook and My Analytics. First, let's look at the briefing email from Cortana. And let me begin by sharing how I leveraged the daily briefing email by Cortana. As a product manager, I'm often pulled into many different directions during a typical workday, and it can be a lot to keep track of. That's where the briefing email comes in for me. I like to begin my workday by reading through the insights in the briefing email, as it helps me stay on top of my calendar for the day, my commitments for the day, and make time for focused work so that I can be intentional about what I want to achieve during the day. With that, let's take a look at the email. This email is delivered automatically to my Outlook inbox and is personal and private for each individual. Only you can see this email and its content. It provides intelligent, actionable recommendations to help me focus on what matters the most. In the first section, Cortana tells me what meetings I have coming up today. Then, using the power of AI and the Microsoft Graph, Cortana surfaces pre-reads I should review before attending. These pre-read suggestions can be from files directly attached to the meeting invite, or they can be intelligently chosen from conversations related to this meeting. If I've already reviewed this pre-read, I can mark it as done. If this document is not relevant to the meeting, I can click Not Related, and Cortana will use my feedback to improve these suggestions over time. Let's mark this one as done. In addition to suggested pre-reads, Cortana also nudges me to follow meeting best practices, such as adding an agenda or a Teams link. So important, as many of us are working remotely. With one click, I can add a Teams link to this meeting without having to leave the briefing email, which I think is very convenient. Next, to ensure nothing falls through the cracks, Cortana reminds me about tasks from my Microsoft To Do app that are due today or tomorrow. Cortana also draws my attention to pending requests or commitments I've made in prior emails that I may want to follow up on. If I'd like to engage with these tasks later, with a single click, I can add these suggestions to my Microsoft To Do app or choose to be reminded again tomorrow. Once I've done that, I can click through to view or edit the task in the Microsoft To Do app. If I've already completed any of these tasks, I can always click Done. Finally, Cortana prompts me to set some time aside today for uninterrupted focused work, with Teams notifications silenced during this time. I can pick any of these suggested time slots, which are currently open on my calendar, and book those from right here. And with that, hopefully you feel better prepared to accomplish more in the day. In addition to helping you prepare for your day ahead, we are also enabling scenarios to support your long-term productivity goals through the briefing email. Here is one such scenario. With this new capability coming soon at the end of 2020, you can proactively reserve time for what you want to achieve during the day before your calendar starts filling up with all the other appointments. From right here, you can reserve time for activities such as learning a new skill, taking regular breaks during your workday to recharge, having some time on your calendar to catch up on your emails and chats, and even making time for focused work regularly. Next feature, again coming by the end of 2020, is for people managers. We want to meet people managers in the flow of their work wherever they are. That's why, just like Microsoft Teams, managers will have actionable reminders to schedule regular one-on-ones and address suggested tasks and important emails from their direct reports. Research tells us that people managers have a disproportionate impact on their team's productivity and well-being. And with this insight, our aim is to help people managers stay connected and invested in their team's well-being. With that, let's switch gears and look at personal insights we offer in Outlook. While the briefing email helps you start your day on track, throughout the day, we also have inline suggestions in Outlook that considers the context of what you're working on and provides AI-powered suggestions on what you might need in the moment. So let's go over a quick demo. We're all aware that taking time off from work helps reduce stress and improve overall well-being. However, research shows that a lack of planning can reduce the benefits of taking this time off. That's where this inline suggestion comes in. In this example, when you're composing an email to inform your coworkers that you're going to be away from work, you might see this inline suggestion at the top, encouraging you to plan ahead. Clicking Plan will open this checklist in the Insights Outlook add-in to help you complete all your planning tasks from a single destination, hopefully making it easy for you to take full advantage of your time away from work. First, let's go ahead and choose the dates that you will be away from work. Click Schedule, and this will set up an out-of-office appointment on your calendar for the selected dates. Next, you can compose and save an out-of-office reply message from right here. Your automatic replies will be sent during the start and end dates you just selected. You can choose to send the same message to people outside your organization and just hit save. Here, we have suggested coworkers you collaborate with often to make it easy for you to recall who all you need to inform of your upcoming time away. If I want, I can dismiss any of these suggestions, or if I've completed a particular task, I can click Already Done. Next comes my favorite part of the checklist. The Resolve meeting card lists all the meetings you have either organized or accepted during your scheduled time away. You can resolve all your meetings in one place with a custom message. You can either select all to decline, cancel the meetings in one go, or click Open to see the contents of each meeting before you act on them. In this case, let's select all and confirm. Finally, to ensure you're not anxious about not having enough time to complete everything you need to, you can schedule focus time to wrap up tasks before you go and to catch up on work after you get back. The checklist will display available slots from your calendar. You just have to choose a slot that works and just click Done. With this, you've seamlessly and proactively booked this time on your calendar. And that's it, you're all set. Hopefully, this encourages some of you to go and plan some time off from work after the session. I'm counting on it. As you can see, in addition to the checklist we just saw, the Insights Outlook add-in has a lot more to offer. Once again, our goal is to deliver relevant insights wherever you are in the flow of your work. You'll notice that just like Teams and Briefing Email by Cortana, people managers have actionable reminders in Outlook to schedule regular one-on-ones and stay on top of their commitments to their team members. You'll also have resources such as resources to help you prepare for your upcoming meetings in the week, as you see on the screen, and to address outstanding tasks from your email and much more. You should think of the Outlook Insights add-in as an extension of your Outlook experience to help you manage your time, maintain work relationships, and improve your overall well-being. Really a feed of suggestions accessible to you at any time during your workday. We're now down to the last demo of the session, the My Analytics dashboard and digest email. On the left, you have your personal My Analytics dashboard, where you can get insights on how you've spent your time over the last 4 weeks. We leverage Microsoft Graph's analysis of data gathered from your work across Microsoft 365 apps to bring a summary of your focus, well-being, network, and collaboration habits. On the right, you have a screenshot of your My Analytics digest email. Once a week, you'll receive an email in your Outlook inbox that will have insights on your focus, well-being, network, and collaboration work habits. With that, let's go and take a look at both of these features. Here's an example of what you might see on your dashboard. All the metrics and insights on the dashboard are personal and private to you. Let's assume this is my personal My Analytics dashboard. The focus metric shows that in a typical week, 60% of my time is available to focus on my own independent work, with 40% spent collaborating with coworkers. The network metric highlights that I have 32 active collaborators. Active collaborators are internal and external contacts I've had meaningful connection with in the last 4 weeks. By clicking any of these links here, I can learn how each metric is calculated and why it matters to improve my productivity and well-being. There are many relevant insights here, and I encourage everyone to explore this. In this demo, however, I'd like to double-click on the well-being section of the dashboard. As Malvika mentioned earlier in the session, with the pandemic and rise in remote work, after-hours work is on the rise. In that context, this quiet day metric is indicative of whether I'm disconnecting from work after hours. This metric shows that in the past 4 weeks, I was effective at protecting 20 days from after-hours work. Let's click and look at the breakdown. As I mentioned, I engaged in work-related activity after hours for 8 days in the past 4 weeks. And if I look at this chart here, most of my time after hours was spent answering emails. Here, My Analytics informs me that my after hours work adds up very quickly. In this case, I've worked outside my working hours for more than 5 hours per week, which would be a total of over 20 hours for the month. That's a significant amount of time, in my opinion. The goal of these work patterns and insights is to encourage me to disconnect from work after hours. Once a month, I will be able to view these insights in the Wellbeing Weekly Digest email as well. The Wellbeing email presents how effectively I manage a healthy work-life balance. In this calendar view, I can see that most of my evenings outside working hours are quiet and not interrupted by work-related activities, which is great. Here, I see that I have worked with Nestor, Deborah, and Maria after hours in the last month, and it's important to note that after hours work tends to impact my own and my co-workers' well-being. To close, here's a quick look into the features we've shipped so far this year and what's coming in the next few months, many of which Malvika and I demoed in the session today. There's a lot of information on this slide, and we will make this presentation available for download, so you can definitely absorb all this information at your convenience. I hope you're looking forward to the enhancements coming to the briefing email by Cortana, our first release of personal insights to Microsoft Teams, as well as personalized insights for people managers. And here are some additional resources if you'd like to learn more. Visit aka.ms/productivity and well-being for more details on insights in Teams, aka.ms/briefing email for Outlook, and aka.ms/myanalytics admin guide for My Analytics. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We hope you'll try these experiences for yourself soon.